What is going on, guys? Stardust Gaming here with an overdue video um, about the weapons that came out with the new war. About 3 months ago, the new war came out, and I had posted a walkthrough, a silent one, on the campaign. And afterwards, I had made a comment saying, "Should I review the weapons?" And I've been kind of sidetracked, but I'm going to do that now. So the first weapon that I'm going to review is Nadaruk. Probably by far one of the best weapons to have come out of the new war, hands down. In the campaign, in the story of the new war, it's given to you by Hun Hao and Stalker, so that's kind of neat. And this is kind of your main weapon that you use throughout the entirety of the new war missions, or at least the rest of them. So the second half. And this is the base stats. No mods, no arcanes. This is the base stats. You got 20% crit with a 1.8x multiplier on a quick shot, 30% chance for status. So much fucking puncture. Good amount, a little bit of slash, it's whatever. And then it starts ramping up. Now you'll notice there's 3 different charges. You got your quick shot, which is quite simply just that, charge shot. And then if you look carefully, there's a little mark. You can see in my reticle that if you hit in between there, that is your perfect shot. So my bad. Quick shot, charge shot, perfect shot. Now obviously what you want to aim for is that nice sweet spot, that perfect shot every single time. Right? And what's great is you can look at the bottom right hand corner, you get infinite amount of ammunition. You don't need to go over and pick it up. Ammo's still full. Now, one of the neat little things about the Nadaruk is actually, we'll pause the AI, we'll simulate it, is the fact that it has infinite punch through on a perfect shot. Well, that's enemy punch through. So, that's just one shot, didn't puncture through anybody else. Charge shot, still hit the same person. You notice nobody else has a bleed effect, nobody else lost anything. Then we go for the charge shot, or the perfect shot. Boom, all the way down the line. It's absolutely awesome. And it is truly an infinite punch through. It's fantastic. Now, watch, I'm gonna fall off now. This hands down, not a lot of people, except for like my clanmates, really know how I work my weapons, and I'll show you. So I'm going by form account on purpose. So unless really like the Tenet weapons and the Kufa weapons, I obviously go maxing, right? Forma count. I don't put a forma on something unless I like it. I'll keep the weapons because they're half decent. But unless it's got a forma on it, it stays in that mediocre range for me. The amount of forma I have on something indicates how much I like it. So like my Tigris Prime, hands down, that's 2 forma. I'd say that's great. You notice that these only have 5 forma on them. It's because I really didn't find a point, and putting another forma in them. Meh. I like them. I like the Ignis Wraith, so that's got 2 in there. But Nadaruk's got 1, so it's a lot better than any of the other bows. I think I feel like it's better than the Cernos Prime. I feel like it's better than a Dread, the Lens. the Bubiscus Cernos in some situations. You know, I can't say that it's worse than anything. I say it's on par with Paris Prime, in my opinion. And I think Paris Prime's also a very underrated bow, but that's something for another time, I suppose. But this is my main build for my Nadaruk. So I went for, oh, I can take that out. This is kind of like my playing around build. This is my Riven for it. 40 rolls, it's not great because it's only got a 1 dispo, but projectile speed, critical damage, you know, ammo maximum doesn't matter, so that's a perfect negative. And then you throw in critical delay, hammer shot, vital sense, speed trigger, you get that fire rate back up a little bit, thunderbolt, and galvanized chamber. There's no need for like a prime shred in there. There's no need for anything that gives you punch through because you're already doing infinite punch through because you want to aim for that sweet spot every single time. You know? So that's how fast mine charges. This isn't a quite optimized build, obviously. This is just me kind of screwing around with it, trying to find numbers out and whatnot. But I mean, it's doing so much puncture damage. So much puncture damage. It is by far built right. Put some viral heat on there or whatever you want. You know, build it for specifically whatever you're going against. I mean, look at this bleed procs. Look at that shit. Ugh. All those puncture procs, bleed procs. I mean, I also have Prominent Merciless on there, so the more kills you get, obviously the more damage you're going to get. It's beautiful. And it shreds acolytes, it shreds enemies of any sort. It does not matter. And it's all around probably, I want to say, the best weapon, personally, in the game. And what's great is it's a free mission reward. You don't have to build it. You get it at the very end of the new war. Unlike, say, where is it? The Corum, or the Neferi, or the Virdalak, you know, which these all are technically from the new war, but you can't get them from the new war. You get them from afterwards completing it. You have to go do bounties on Plains of Eidolon and Fortuna. You know, so you have to wait for them to pop up, and you have to do specific bounties. They don't just go like, oh yeah, you can do a regular bounty. Like, no. Narmer bounties is how you get the blueprints for these. It kind of sucks. They're not bad weapons. You know, stating like I'm gonna make a video on all 3 of these and the Veneto, because that came with Caliban. But this is probably the least, like, I hate this whip. I don't like whips in general. You know, like the Jack Hussar is pretty good, but I don't like whips. And this whip doesn't do it for me. The Neferi, great status weapons. I mean, brilliantly awesome status weapons. It still doesn't quite do it for me. It's a dual dagger. It's got a cool little effect though. All three of these do. The Corum, pretty decent. I think it uses a staff. Is it staffing? Polearm. It uses polearm stances, so you can mess with things, and Boreal's Contempt, so you can get the Boreal set, which helps with damage, reduces damage by 20% when airborne, which is really nice. But out of all four of those, the Nadaruk trumps it, hands down. And you can just make it even more deadly by putting on like a cold chroma, like a solo SE farm chroma. Like this is my solo SE farm chroma. Right, it's a cold chroma that just abuses the crap out of Gloom, Vex Armor, and Elemental Ward. Got Arcane Avenger on there, which increases your status chance, or your critical chance. And Nadaruk, at least what I got right now, is at 180% on a perfect chance. Perfect shot. With an 8.2 multiplier. So it hits the orange crit, right? Which is already double, so it's actually hitting 16 times. If I remember correctly, yeah. And then, on top of that, when it hits a red crit, it's 3 times that 8.2. 860, what was that, 24? 24 times damage on a red crit? That's insane. That's insane. If you haven't done the new War Quest, because, it takes 4 hours. Like, yeah, it takes 4 hours if you're just trudging through it and just going end to end, beginning to end, and not caring. But it's worth it. It's worth it solely for this weapon. Like, there's not much else to really say about it. I mean, it looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. It has infinite ammo, so you don't have to worry about throwing in an ammo mutation mod. Thank God. It has a little bit of a slow projectile speed. I mean, it is what it is, but you can help that if you really feel like you need to. But it's consistent. It's worth it. It really is. Hands down, by far. And next video, I mean, this was a short one. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's very much just this is my review on it. It's out of 5 stars, 4.5 out of 5 stars. What would give it 5 stars? A little bit more slash. I mean, the slash procs when it does hit, it's nice. But a little bit more slash wouldn't hurt. I know it's a bow, so you're mainly going to get that puncture damage anyway, unless it's was it Mutilus Cernos gives you impact? Or no, well, the Cernos Prime gives you mainly impact. But yeah, a little bit more slash wouldn't help, and the fact that it doesn't actually seem to do any extra damage towards Eidolons or Sentience or anything like that, like it does in the campaign, which blows, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's my review on it. 4.5 stars if it out of 5. If it did a little bit more slash, if it did actually kind of what it did in the campaign, 6 out of 5. But what am I supposed to do? You know, if you want me to, if you guys want me to go into like a better guide on maybe how to really build it, you know, see my builds, because I don't, like I said, I don't use formas. I use catalysts. You know, I use the potatoes, but I don't like using forma. I hate it. I think everybody that shoves 100 forma into a weapon needs to chill out and really think about what they're doing. I get it, you're kind of bored, you want to do other builds, but it's such a waste of time. Such a waste of time. You know, you got 3 configs, dude. You got 3 configurations right out the gate. Can't figure something out with 3 configurations. You know? I mean, this is my status chance one. A lot slower. Doesn't quite. It's a little bit harder because you got that viral slash going, but you know, that's just me. Next, I'll do the Quorum, I guess. I think that's the first one on this list anyway. Scrolling down, this is the Quorum, and then I'll do the Fairy. Then I'll do the terrible, awful Whip, and then the Veneto. So, I'll see you guys on the next video. See ya.